Hey everyone, welcome back to the Encrypted Capital Recap for Tuesday, March 2nd. First off, we got the Spanish court orders the investigation of possible computer fraud on Bittrex exchange after a user loses 1.3 Bitcoin. I wanted to start with this because I wanted to stress to you guys the importance of not keeping a large percentage of your money on the exchanges. I recommend maybe at most 5 to 10%. If you're doing active day trading, obviously maybe that'll be a little bit more, but just know that you do have to take on this risk where you can get hacked, you can have an exchange go down, you can lose your money, and the worst thing that you can have happen to you is, lose a couple $1,000s, and that eventually turns into a couple $100,000. So please be mindful of that. Definitely keep a small percentage, if any at all, on the exchanges so you guys do not have to deal with something like what this guy is going through on Bittrex. It goes on to say that basically Bittrex allowed 4 access attempts before the theft on May 26th from different IP addresses with different locations and with different operating systems, all inconsistent with what was used by the user until that moment, and Bittrex did nothing to prevent it. So do not put your trust in these exchanges. Like I said, very, very small amounts of money on there unless you're doing active day trading. And just remember that you are accepting that risk. So if you are going to be doing active day trading, it might be a good idea to not have all your day trading eggs in one basket. Maybe have that cryptocurrency that you are storing on these exchanges spread across multiple exchanges. That way you can limit your risk and keep as much of your cash as possible. Next up, what do we got? Goldman Sachs brings back Bitcoin trading desk as firm sees crypto market becoming more mature. I wanted to point this out because I saw some people on Twitter saying, oh, Goldman Sachs is getting into crypto and all this stuff. And I think that they've already been here for a while. And I'm going to show you guys why I think they've already been here for a while. Because if you guys don't know, Goldman Sachs has invested in the company Circle. And Circle is a peer-to-peer payments technology company. And I highlighted this over here that it was very important that on, February 18th, Circle announced that they purchased Poloniex cryptocurrency exchange for $400 million, okay? So a couple, 3 years ago now, they purchased Poloniex. And if you go up here and you go to funding, the company has received $135 million in venture capital from 4 rounds of investments from 2013 to 2016, including $50 million led by guess who? Goldman Sachs. So the big investment firms, in my opinion, they've already been in the game for a very, very long time, and they're just now starting to tell the public, they're just now starting to tell the retail traders that they've showed up. But guess what? They've already been here for probably even longer than this. So keep that in mind when you do start to see these new news articles come out that these big players, this is not something new for them. They've set their positions. They've been involved in the game. And these big institutions are here to take the retail traders' money. Trading is a zero-sum game, meaning for every winner, there is a loser. So you guys need to be careful and just be wary when you start to see these articles come out about these big guys coming in. They've already been here. So be mindful of that when you're doing your trading. Next up, we got Ledger adds Polkadot and DOT staking. This is cool because you can basically turn your ledger into an interest-bearing account when you have these different cryptocurrencies set up inside your ledger. So if you need to get your ledger set up with Polkadot and start earning money on it, you can do that. You can also do that with Tron and Tezos, and there may even be a couple more. If you guys know of more, please drop those in the comments below. But you can go ahead and essentially stake, like what we're doing. We can stake Tezos in our wallet. So we're staking Tezos. We're basically loaning out our crypto to the nodes to process transactions, and then for that we get paid. I believe it's every 3rd day. We get a few bucks in our account, and while it's not much at this time, that could turn into a lot of money because you do get paid in Tezos. So if Tezos does a 10x from here, the couple bucks a day that we would be getting could then turn into 20 or 30 bucks every other day, and then before you know it, maybe you got $600-700 at the end of the month, and that's paying a couple bills, which is really cool. It's more than you're going to get on a bank account. So keep that in mind. You guys can now check out adding Polkadot and staking your DOT inside of the ledger. And the thing with Polkadot too is this is a project that has skyrocketed to the top 5, top 7 cryptos very, very quickly. And I wanted to point out here a couple of things. So first off, We got Polkadot is a $33.7 billion market cap right now. Just in the last 24 hours, you're looking at $3.6 billion. And so here's the chart I have pulled up here. You can see that it was essentially trading for, the end of 2020 into 2021. You have it trading, what is that, around $5.46. And it went all the way up to $38 to $40. And I don't think this project is going anywhere. After doing a little bit of research on it, you'll see that the founders of Polkadot, it was founded by the Web3 Foundation, which is a Swiss foundation that was founded to facilitate a fully functional and user-friendly decentralized web as an open source project. And so then I start diving into, okay, who is part of the Thiel Fellowship right here. Peter Thiel essentially has created his own incubator, I want to say, or that's the term I'm going to use for it. And this gentleman, one of the founders, Habermeyer over here, was part of Peter Thiel's incubator, this Thiel Fellowship. And so when you go ahead and do a little bit of research on it and you see that Peter Thiel is basically directly tied to this gentleman right here, Robert Habermeyer. And so you have Robert Habermeyer, one of the founders, is directly tied to the Thiel Fellowship, which is tied to Peter Thiel, one of the biggest entrepreneurs in the world, in my opinion. If you go back here and you look at some of the things that he's accomplished, he founded PayPal, Clarium Capital, a macro hedge, and then he has a bunch of other projects that he's worked on. So, this gentleman's worth quite a bunch of money. I think he's worth billions of dollars, if I recall. I don't know exactly how many. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so this gentleman is worth $7.86 billion as of last month. So I don't think this project Polkadot is going anywhere anytime soon. When you start to have these big players that are involved with these types of projects, if they can make all of their other companies succeed, I would think that they would be able to make Polkadot succeed. And while I do not know exactly what the big use case for it is, and I'm sure we can go ahead and find out here and read through a little bit, let's actually find out. So about Polkadot, it is a open source sharding multi-chain protocol that facilitates the cross-chain transfer of any data or asset types, not just tokens, thereby making a wide range of blockchains interoperable with each other. So that's cool. They can make different blockchains interoperable with each other. I'd have to do some more research on this project, but just know that these are some of the people that are behind these top 10 coins. Polkadot basically just came out of left field, and now it's, I believe it's overtaken the market cap of XRP, if I recall. Let's go ahead. We'll see what the top 10 are here. So, so Polkadot is just beating out XRP, and by a long shot too. They're beating them about, $13 billion right now. So I don't think that project's going anywhere, but, do your guys' research. This is the kind of stuff that you guys can find out. If you guys have any questions about staking your coins and getting your ledger set up with Tron or Tezos or any of these other things, this is part of some of the services that my company offers, where we will help you navigate these waters. I will drop a link below, and you guys can click on that, and you guys can schedule some time with us. If you want to do like a deep dive discovery session, you guys will be able to do that with us. And so check out the link in the description below. I'll link to that, and then you guys can chat with us, and we can help you guys solve any problems that you may have in the crypto space. So on to the next one. What do we got here? We got Doggy Coin bounds onto 1,800 ATMs in the US. Are you kidding me? CoinFlip told CoinDesk Doggy has become a symbol of the small retail investor. It says fans of the popular canine themed cryptocurrency Doggy can now make purchases at 1,800 ATM locations in the US. That is absolutely insane for a coin that is a meme coin that actually has no value and is actually worth absolute dog shit. The only reason that it does have any value is because you got guys like Elon Musk and Snoop Dogg and Gene Simmons endorsing Doggy Coin, causing the prices to soar. So do I think this is for the little guy and the retail traders? Absolutely not, because who do you think is getting dumped on when Elon Musk, Snoop Dogg, and Gene Simmons tweet about it? It's not my contrarians. It's not you guys listening to this, because you guys are smart. You guys know what's going on. You guys are educated. But the general retail trader is getting wiped out. Like I said, trading is a zero-sum game. So who are all these billionaires selling to when they're pumping up Doggy Coin on their Twitter profile? You think Snoop Dogg knows anything about cryptocurrencies? You think that Gene Simmons with his bad wig knows anything about cryptocurrencies? No, they're getting paid to promote this coin in which the billionaires have already set their positions. And don't forget, Doggy Coin was like fractions of a penny, and it had just reached 1 cent, and now I think it's trading at somewhere around like 8 cents or so, if I recall. I think it says it in this article here. What is it at? It is at 5 cents roughly. So this shitcoin is worth 5 cents, and it's all because these billionaire guys, Gene Simmons, I don't think he's a billionaire, and Snoop Dogg isn't, but you got Elon Musk pumping up a meme coin. Like, come on, like literally has zero value whatsoever. So be careful when you guys see Elon Musk quoting all over the place about Doggy Coin. Just know that he does not have your best interest in mind. It is purely manipulation that he is doing this for, so him and his buddies can make a killing off the retail traders. But not my contrarians. We're smarter than that. We know to go find the suppressed assets, projects that have great utility that no one's talking about. Those are the projects you guys are going to make a killing off of. You're not going to make a killing listening to Elon Musk quoting all over the place about Doggy Coin. Next up, what do we got here? Bitcoin balance sheets. 42 companies hold 1.3 million Bitcoin, worth more than $65 billion. Absolutely insane. So you have these big companies right here, 1.3 million Bitcoin. There's only 21 million Bitcoins in existence. Do you think if these 42 companies got together and they want to sell their coins, that they could crash the market? Absolutely. So be mindful of that when you guys are investing in Bitcoin. Just know that you have a lot of billionaires, a lot of huge companies that are in the game that can go ahead and coordinate sell-offs and take advantage of the retail traders. So like I said, be careful of that. It says, since the company MicroStrategy shifted a lot of its treasury reserves into Bitcoin, a great number of companies have followed the firm's lead. According to the web portal bitcointreasuries.org, data shows that 42 companies are now represented on the list, and the businesses hold more than $65 billion worth of Bitcoin, which is absolutely insane. So you're talking about this corporate Bitcoin stash is owning 6.43% out of the 21 million capped supply. And just keep in mind that not all 21 million coins have been released yet. So if all 21 million coins have not been released yet, out of the floating supply that they own, it's going to actually be much higher than that. And let's see if they actually mention that. It says that it has become a trend to add Bitcoin to a company's balance sheet, and the company MicroStrategy invoked the trend when the business purchased $250 million worth, which we know Michael Saylor's been quoting all over the place with his Bitcoin purchases. And it says, for instance, at the end of 2020, 29 firms held around 1.1 million Bitcoin worth more than $30 billion using exchange rates on December 28th. Moreover, at the time, the 29 companies owned 5.48% of the entire 21 million Bitcoin supply. So not only that, but also think, who are the owners of these companies? Do they own any Bitcoin? And if so, how much do they personally own? That's very important to think about. So the guys that are involved with all these companies, how much does Elon Musk own? I mean, he says Tesla owns, but I'm sure Elon Musk owns some, even though he may say that he does not. I don't know if he does or doesn't, but I would assume with all the tweets that he's pumping out, of course he's making money off of his tweets. He's literally became a market maker. So you have MicroStrategy in first place. You got Tesla, Galaxy Digital, which is owned by Mike Novogratz. You got Square. Who's that? Jack Dorsey, Twitter. What else we got here? Voyager, Coin Citadel, Argo, and the list goes on. The Tezos Foundation, they own a bunch. So these guys have basically cornered and dominated the market. So do you guys want to be involved in a currency that's slower, that has very high transaction fees, that's owned by a bunch of billionaires? You're probably going to find better returns on your money with the suppressed assets, lower market cap coins. I've already given you guys a few, but you got, Bitcoin Cash, you got Dash, you have Tron. All of these are suppressed, in my opinion, that have quite a long way to go to their all-time high. You have Zcash, and while I'm sure that some of these rich guys still own a large portion of the market share in those coins, they're still very undervalued, which means you guys can still reap huge gains, a lot more gains than you're going to get if you're staying in Bitcoin at $50,000. Like I said, let's say it goes to $1 million. Okay, cool, you got 20x your money, but you can go ahead and get roughly 20x your money if Zcash exceeds its all-time high just by a little bit. I think it was $1,600 that Zcash was at, and now I think it's around 200 or so. So yeah, so if that goes 8x and that just goes back up to its all-time high, and then it continues to break its all-time high, like we see in most of these bull markets, a lot of these top 20 coins, not only will they reach their all-time high, but on average they'll do about 10x their all-time high. So if 10x is if you're going on Dash and you're at $1,600 for Dash, and it goes 10x, okay, so that's $16,000. Then you're buying at 200, you're crushing it, right? You're making way more money in these other suppressed assets, and that's only assuming that it does a 10x. I mean, we've seen these coins do 50 to 100x or more. So, find those good projects, find the people that are leading them that have ties to the government. Those are my favorite projects to go after, and they are out there. If you guys want to get this information in Substack, I think I'm going to start releasing that in Substack. So the little bit of money that you have to pay to get this knowledge will reap you much bigger gains than the actual cost of the subscription. So I will link that in the description down below if you guys are interested. And what else do we got here for today? Let's see. MoneyGram, they're facing a lawsuit for allegedly misleading investors about XRP. Surprise, surprise. More FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, in my opinion. Like I said, you really think that MoneyGram did not do their due diligence when they started partnering and taking $50 million from Ripple? Of course they did. So I would dismiss this. You guys can go ahead and read through this. It says that they're facing a lawsuit. The Rosen law firm announced it has filed class action lawsuit on behalf of those who bought MoneyGram securities between June 17th of 2019 and February 22nd of this year. Blah, blah, blah. SEC alleged that Ripple's sales of XRP were in fact an ongoing $1.3 billion sale of unregistered securities. Like I said, you guys do not own any part of Ripple just because you have XRP. Like, I'm not an owner of Ripple because I have 500 XRP. That makes no sense. So what else we got? Let's see. This came up. Why Citi thinks Bitcoin is at a tipping point, and I thought this was funny. It says that Michael Saylor bought the dip. China bans Bitcoin, which we see in like every massive correction after there's like this wasn't really a blow off top that we saw in Bitcoin, but it did escalate fairly quickly over the course of the month. And now China bans Bitcoin mining in Inner Mongolia. And I've seen a bunch of other crypto YouTubers touting, oh, buy the dip, buy the dip. I do not think that we are done with the sell-off just yet. This is my personal opinion. I think that we still have a little ways to go. If I were to predict, I'm looking at roughly $36,000. I think we do need something massive to scare the retail traders out of the market so the big money can come in and buy the fear and regain some of that market share. So we'll see how that plays out, but that is my prediction. Obviously, do your own research. Don't just listen to what I say. You guys should definitely be getting news from a variety of sources, not just me. And I think that is going to do it for this edition of the Encrypted Capital Recap. So with that being said, please drop us a like, comment, or follow if you guys like the content. I'll send some links below if you guys are looking to figure out how to do some of this stuff in your ledger. Do you guys want to figure out how to stake DOT and Tron and Tezos and turn your ledger into an interest-bearing account versus keeping it in a savings account? We're here to walk you guys through the process. So thank you guys for watching. We will catch you all in the next video.